The Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, John, he's in the bunny club.
I thought Easter
What hot
was
tub
over.
you been in?
Didn't you guys get the memo?
No.
Can they see
You
you?
mean I'm the only one wearing it?
You're the only one.
I would have worn a Speedo. So,
Oh my
anyway,
God.
Hefner dropped off one of the bunnies.
that's right.
Tell you what, he had fun. No wonder his foot's hurting today. What you got hot? Did he get hurt getting out of the hot tub?
It's that pill you gave me.
Go. Hey,
That is for pain. That is for pain.
That's for pain. Yeah, that's right. So, anyway.
Anyway, if you hadn't seen it, he's got his rabbit head. Can they see you on Facebook? Tell everybody on the radio world what you have on. Tell them what you got on your head.
Oh, for those of us who are seeing impaired, they left me right here on the microphone and a memo. They said you have to wear these. I figured it was for some kind of a promotion.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they left him here on the microphone, and so I put him on.
There you go. You're a team player.
Is that David? Now, David? Is this something David has arranged?
That sounds like a David thing.
Yeah, I don't think Ryan
It could
would
be
do that.
Ryan, the 11 o'clock.
Ryan's kind of feminine. I don't know. Maybe.
Did you see the pants he had on Facebook yesterday?
He had what on?
He had on it was like a 2000 picture of him. He was kind of a younger guy with the
Him
pants.
and
He had on the shaggy pants in the Coastal Carolina.
I did see something.
Jacket. Yeah, right.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. Hey,
Glenn Manley, it is Wednesday. That means Dr. Manley's in here. Brian's with us. Brian, how you doing?
Doing well.
You're looking good.
He is.
Glenn, we had a roll today, man. We got to get on what you got to get on.
Yeah,
we got like two in a row.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to two ladies at Bay High School who really take great care of me, not because I'm old, but just because I need the help, So,
that's because you're old.
The first one is Marion Harrington. She is the confidential secretary of the Blythe Carpenter, the principal. Let me tell you what, you cannot get in to see. You can't get in there to see her unless you go past Marion. But
so she knows a lot of stuff.
She's been the secretary for a couple of principals, so she may be the principal in hiding.
How many has she been there?
Golly, I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been quite a while.
Well,
but she's a Bay High graduate, so congratulations. But she does budgets, everything. I mean, I'm telling you, how you do the car rental. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you got to go through her. So, but anyway, she does a great job, and she's always like in the hurry.
What's her name again?
Her name's Marion Harrington.
Marianne. Okay. Marion.
Yes.
Marion.
And she does. As soon as I see her, she's talking fast because she's got to multitask every day. So anyway, and the other one is Cindy Harris. That's my secretary. Actually, she's really the AD. She does all the stuff. She does the budget. She does the travel.
She's the real AD.
She's the real AD, and she does substitutes. Matter of fact, she gets in there at 6:30 to start working on substitutes.
Now you keep doing this. It seems like you're trying to leave or something.
I am.
Is this a goodbye? This goodbye to them?
Well, no, I'll come back and visit. But I just don't want to be in charge of anything anymore.
Well, you left out the one lady that takes care of you every single day.
Oh yeah, my wife. Yeah.
That's the real star.
That is the real star. She has kind of kept me under control the last 35 years. So I can tell you before that.
Hey, if it's worse than what it is now.
No, when she says, you don't want to go there, I stop. I just go, okay, but I tell you
are smart. You are smart. You know when to stop.
I'm like you, out punting my coverage.
You did.
But you know what? Great coach's wife. I mean, she watches his films and all that. So, but I just want to give a shout out to them. And I think we got Coach Brown on, and he's got some things to talk about. And I really want to talk about the game, but I want to talk about his fundraiser too. So, Coach Brown, how you doing this morning?
I'm good, guys. How you doing?
Good. So that's okay. Those two ladies I talked about, they keep us going, don't they?
Oh man, they're Johnny on the spot. I got to work now, Coach Hale. When I sent Coach Manley an email, I put Miss Harrington and Miss Harris on there first. I put him on there last.
That's right.
You know they're going to make the decision anyway. So.
That's right.
That's right.
Man, you guys ready to go this week?
Yeah, Coach, we're excited, man. We feel like we've had a really good, productive spring, and we stayed, healthy except for your normal bumps and bruises, and just excited to get the kids out of town on Friday and get them over there and let them bang on against somebody a different different color jersey on, so to speak. You bang on each other for over 3 weeks, and you get kind of tired of it. You know what I mean? I was talking to Coach Summerford on Sunday afternoon, and kind of talking about the same things, as how our kids are ready to compete against somebody else.
Well, that's good. Let me ask something. We had Coach Campbell on yesterday. We talked about spring practice, and I told him, I said, as I gotten older, I'm like, I don't know if I wouldn't cry if they didn't have spring football anymore, because all the stuff you can do in the summer. I know it's important, but I have to get kids hurt. I had one kid tore a knee up during spring. I was like, good God, losing for this. But how do you handle it? Do y'all just get out there and get after it all the time? Are you pretty safe with them during the springtime, or just go get it done?
Yeah, well, we try to be real calm. We want to hit, we want to be physical, but we try to control it a lot more in the spring as far as sometimes our team stuff may not necessarily be take them all the way to the ground, maybe stay up, quick whistle, but on those days we try to really hit the board drills, hit the Oklahoma drills, things like that, just kind of control the hitting.
Right.
But we never try to, if we hit a lot on Monday, we back off on Tuesday. We try not to do it back-to-back days, because you do have to be really careful, because, I mean, you can, if you're not careful, you'll be out there and you'll bang, you'll be banging for 15 straight days, and then that's how you wind up with, especially the shoulders and the wrists and the hands. I think sometimes the knees and stuff, that's, that stuff so it's so few and far between. But the shoulders and the wrist and the things like that. But yeah, we really try to control it the best we can.
Coach, also, besides this, we're going to talk to Coach Summerford right after we talk to you, so you might want to listen, Coach. We can pull out some secrets, maybe.
I knew there was a reason you were doing this.
But anyway, tell us about the fundraiser, how people can help you. This is a great way to do a fundraiser, I think.
Yeah, we're doing the online giving fundraiser right now through Vertical Raise. Joe Hayes came over Monday and talked to the kids, and all the fundraising. Obviously, we need to generate all the funds we can. I think people don't realize how much y'all do, because y'all been football coaches, but how much more it costs to fund the football program than a lot of the other programs. Because we're trying to fundraise for a program that has over 100 kids in it. And so all these fundraisers are important, and this one's good because with it being online, we really try to encourage the kids to reach out to friends and family members that are outside of the Panama City area, because it gives them a chance to give online, and you're not hitting up the same people all the time for the same fundraisers. And we've done pretty good. We just started running it Monday, and we've already raised a couple of $1,000s. Our goal is $15,000. For this fundraiser, and so anybody that's listening that's a Bayhawk fan, you can go to our our Facebook page. The link is on there. Any kids on the team, they can get you the link. But man, if you could get on, and any donation, we would certainly appreciate.
Well, good, Coach. You make $15,000. I don't have to write you a check again this year. That'd be good.
Right.
How's it work? So you just get online and donate?
They go online and they just contribute to the Bay High Fund, and it goes to whoever the kids can tell how much they raise, and Coach can tell how much everybody's raising and where it's going.
Okay.
So it's really neat. It's really.
Yeah.
Now, do they get a tax write-off for donations, or is this not?
Yeah,
like
they do. And the good thing with this one is that it's all done through Vertical Raise. So if one of the big things is that we tried to push this time is the corporate sponsorships. You can do a corporate sponsorship for $500, and that'll run your business logo on our Vertical Raise page for the length of the fundraiser, which is about 3 weeks. It'll run your business logo, and you get the tax write-off and all that kind of stuff. So that's a really good one for the businesses, because you guys know the way social media works nowadays. I mean, if you get 3 weeks of your logo running on a high school page's fundraiser page, that's really good advertising. And I think a lot of times people are more apt to go frequent that business when they say, man, they're supporting a good cause, they're supporting a football program or a basketball program or something like that. So it's kind of twofold.
Is that the one, too, that 10% goes to Manley's retirement party? Any truth to that?
This will be my
not
second.
this one, but we
already gave him one. Hey, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Seriously, how's it been for us college coaches coming through? We all know now with this transfer deal, this hurts the high school kids. You know, they're going to go give a scholarship to a guy that they see play at another college. They know they can play. There's no question mark they can play. When you sign a high school kids, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. So these scholarships are getting tougher and tougher to get. So how's the flow been through Bay High School from colleges coming around? Y'all had a good year. It looks like people would come see you guys.
Yeah, it's been really good. You know, we've had a lot of the big schools, a lot of the Power Fives have been through, the 1AAs. It's been really good, a lot better than it was last spring. And I think it'll continue to get better. You know, and that's the thing that, you know, you want people to understand is that, you know, it's important for Bay High, you know, Mosley, Rutherford, Arnold, North Bay Haven, and Bozeman. It benefits all of us for all these programs to be competitive. Because, you know, a coach is more apt to stop through Panama City and visit the schools if every school has a couple of kids that can play. You know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, it's not necessarily worth it because we're so landlocked in Panama City. It's sometimes not worth it not worth the recruiter's time to get off of I-10 and come all the way into Panama City when you're only going to get to see one kid. Right. Or you can go to Pensacola or Tallahassee or Jacksonville, and you know you're in 20-minute driving range of 30 Division I guys. And so that's why it's important for all of us to be competitive, and I think for all of us to push each other's kids. I know when the recruiters come by Bay High, you know, I go out of my way to try to talk up the kids at the other schools that we think are, you know, really good players. I know at Mosley, you know, with Cam Keys and the Raiden Bruins kid, I mean, they've got a couple of kids that can really play, you know, Rutherford, Jakari Brown, like just trying to tell these recruiters, just get it in their head so they start understanding that, they got players at every school. And then I think if we all as coaches in the county do that, then each spring we'll start getting more and more coaches through Panama City, which will at the end of the day will benefit the kids. And I think that's all of our goals. We want to help these kids have an opportunity to get into college, play some ball, get an education, and then hopefully come back to Panama City, you know, years down the road and give back to the community.
Coach, I got one more question for you. I don't know I should do this. I want your opinion on this. Glenn has given me a piece of paper. We're getting ready to interview the guy you're going to play, Tate, right? Tate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Friday night, and Glenn has here say this.
Oh, gosh.
Coach Brown does not like Tate. He never has liked Tate. And they plan on coming there and hurting you guys, or you guys going to be ready for Bay High School. I know it builds the game up, gets everybody pumped up, but should we say that or not? I mean, should I tell him this stuff?
Well, yeah, probably not. You know, Coach Summerford over at Tate, man, we've had a really good relationship. You know, he was at West Florida for quite a few years. And when I was at Mosley, we always played on the you know, he's such a good guy, and he's a really good football coach. He did some really good stuff, and he kind of, you know, same kind of thing. Took over the program there at Tate, and he's trying to bring it back, and they've done a lot of good things. You know, the one thing I'll say about Coach Summerford, man, is when I was at Mosley and he was at West Florida after the hurricane, he was one of the first coaches that reached out to me and, you know, just, Coach, man, if you guys need anything, you know, whatever we can do to help you guys, just a real quality, you know, just a real quality guy, class act. So I'm excited to, you know, for the kids to get to go over there and compete, but also get to chat with him a little bit before the game and after the game, and hopefully we can turn this into maybe a yearly thing where we can get over there one year, they can get over here, because, you know, Friday we're going to kind of make a day out of it. We're going to leave early and we're going to take the kids over to UWF and let them visit the campus and visit and tour the athletic facilities at UWF and right. Then get a bite to eat and go to the games. So it'll be a fun afternoon. But yeah, no, Coach Summerford, man, he's a good dude and he's a really good coach. And I have no doubt he'll have his kids ready. We've been telling our kids for the last couple of weeks, like, you better come to practice, you better lock in, and you better focus, because this guy's he's a football coach and he'll have his kids ready to play.
Well, yep. Coach, we're gonna need you some during the summer. Come on, be on the show with us. Especially when Glenn's here, you know, I got my back hurts when Glenn's here. That's 2 hours, you know, carrying, having to carry everything. Coach Coffin said that. Yeah, you're having to carry the show. I loved it, man. That was cool. But anyway, hey, good luck to you. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
All right, guys, I appreciate you. Y'all have a great day.
All right, you too.
Glenn, today is Wednesday. What does that mean?
World famous spaghetti day.
J. Michael's Restaurant, the best seafood, the coldest beer, but on Wednesday, they have that world famous J. Michael's spaghetti. You'll absolutely love it. It will be packed out. Brian, are you going to be there today? Donna wants to know.
I will be there.
Yes, she is happy. Donna, if you're listening, give us a call today. Also, all your real estate needs. South Oak Title and Closing. All the real estate. I mean, Mark Cowart, Beth Mowey, the elite of the elite. They all use Chuck Tucker. They all want to use South Oak Title and Closing. So should you. No surprises. They are number one, not even close. If you're over in Lynn Haven, today is the day. Beef O'Brady's, 10 beautiful, big old juicy wings and a drink for $9.99 from 11:30 to 3. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Go try it out. Tell Pat I sent you. Pat, love him, brother. Love you, man. Praying for you. Big Pat, Beef O'Brady's. Have a great time. Glenn, if you get injured, all you got to do is call Dr. Ward.
Yeah. Not in.
Nah, it's Dr. Mitchell. Never mind.
Dr. Mitchell.
Same thing. Either one of them.
Brain's a terrible thing to waste.
Or senior living.
That's right.
If you get any type of injury, whatever it is.
Chad Mitchell.
I don't care if it doesn't look right, feel right. If it's an injury, go
That's
see
right.
Chad Mitchell.
Here's the thing. He can't fix hurt feelings. That's all I can tell you.
No, but and he can handle it when you hurt his feelings, so I know that for a fact. Chad does a great job. Legendary doctor, and you listen to him right here on ESPN every Monday from 7 to 9. Does an incredible job. We'll be right back. Brian, Glenn, Wildcat. Where's your ears? Rabbit ears. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Hi, this is David from the Afternoon Underdogs. Join me, Drew, Amanda, Kyle, Caveman Rick, AG, and a cast of sports fanatics every Wednesday at Dave & Buster's.
While we are broadcasting the entire show live on location, enjoy half-price games, half-price cocktails, plus win Dave & Buster's game cards, and just for stopping by, free ESPN Northwest Florida swag.
See you Wednesday at Dave & Buster's.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest, very light showers, and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 82. Light rain and a chance of thunderstorms tonight, about the same at 71. Tomorrow, possibility of thunderstorms throughout the day with some sun in the evening and a high of 82. The same at 82 Friday, and we'll have some sun. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Chuck was terrible at fishing. He spent many frustrating hours attempting to get results he saw from internet videos, aggravating trial and error fishing trips, and misguided advice from well-intended friends. Chuck is happy now with his newfound success after he visited Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, where we keep fishing fun, simple, and successful. See us soon at Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida are proud members of the Panama City Beach Chamber. We'd like to welcome the newest members to the Beach Chamber.
The Wax Loft and Iani Services, Tino's Mobile Gaming, Wood Springs Suites, Momentum Image Agency, Bay Point Billfish LLC, and the Taba Firm.
Congratulations from the area's only sports radio station, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And here we go. The number one SEC call-in show is now twice as big. The Paul Feinbaum Show. Weekday evening 6 to 10. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Spring football getting ready to get cranked up this week. We got two big games, one Thursday at Arnold. Golly, and then we got Bay traveling to a tough football game out at Tate High School. Glenn, we got a special guest on, don't we?
And you can't get there from here.
No, you can't.
But anyway, yeah, Coach Rhett Summerford from Tate. So he is the man who was at West Florida, but he's gone back to his own high school to prep that up, just like Jeremy did today.
I heard that Mama called.
Yep.
It's like Alabama called Bear Bryant. Mama called Coach.
But I got to tell Coach, as soon as he gets on, Coach, I was out there yesterday and we drew up some double secret plays. So if you see the quarterback kneel down and start drawing in the grass, something's coming. But I can tell you one secret play is everybody out for a pass. So that's one of them.
I don't know. Does Jerry Brown do that? He used to be.
No, he won't do that again.
Pound the ball.
Well, he used to call me about stuff like those onside kicks and all that stuff. Yeah. So, but anyway, but Coach, come on in, Coach. We'll let you talk now. We've taken over all your time, Coach.
No, you're doing the sport.
How you doing today?
Good, man. Excited to kind of be in the middle of football and lining up the school year. This is a great time of year just because, you're finishing with school and everybody's ready, but you still get a little taste of that fall Friday night here at the end of the school year.
How's it been up there? We just talked to Coach Brown and asked him this question. They've had quite a good flow of college coaches come through. How's it been up in Pensacola in your school? You had a lot of guys showing up, a lot of guys coming through, a lot of coaches?
Oh, yeah. It's been actually refreshing because I don't know, for the last, I guess, since COVID or whatever, really that's been not happening. And this is the first year that we've had those college guys back through in good numbers. So it's been exciting for our kids and exciting for our community. That's great.
I just know how hard it is now. It's hard on the coaches, hard on the high school players, the way the transfer deal works. They can take a kid that's played college football, they see the film, they know he can play. Yeah, when you take a high school kid, you don't know it's going to work out or not. So I know that's hurting, these coaches getting kids placed in colleges. You've always done a great job getting your kids placed at the next level. What was it like for you leaving West Florida? You had it made there, and you come back home. Tell us a little bit about how that was for you.
Well, it was, I guess you could say I cut my teeth at West Florida. I was got my first real promotion as defense coordinator there, and then Coach Lees, who went to Milton, I got the head coaching job after him and stayed there 5 years. And so it was bittersweet. I mean, it was a great run. It was a great run, and West Florida will always have a place in my heart, just because the kids that, you just establish relationships with kids that you cannot break because you've been through the grind with those kids, and then to see them go off and play college, and a couple of them got in the NFL this year. So it was an awesome draft for me the last 2 years because I actually got two of the kids that I got to coach in high school be in the NFL draft. So it was a great time. And then you look at Tate, and Tate was a program that kind of needed some help, to be honest with you. It just seemed like kids were leaving the area. And, man, I played here. My dad coached here. And so, it just was the right time for me. And I'm excited to be back. And it takes a little bit getting used to when you first get back. It was a long time away. And so you kind of get back in the routine of what it is to be a Tate Aggie and kind of the environment of the school. But it's been an awesome deal trying to rebuild a program.
We saw the same thing happen here in Bay County, and I love hearing this. You were somewhere else, you come back home, doing all this extra stuff because you love the school. We had the same thing happen at Bay High School. I don't know if you heard about it. Glenn Manley went back. He started sewing uniforms together. I mean, he gave all of his paychecks to the school. He lived there night and day. He was feeding the poor. It was unbelievable what Glenn did to get Bay back. And look what they did. Football, baseball, basketball is all gone straight to the top.
I didn't call a play or set a defense or anything. I just walked out there and said, okay, guys, win.
But it's weird. Now that they're having him retire again, they're having even a bigger party for him this year.
Right.
So I don't know what that's about.
I got money to quit.
Hey, how are you going to handle the spring game Friday? I mean, is this play a lot of guys, or is it to try to get a win? What's the goal coming in there playing Bay High School? And Bay's pretty good now.
Yeah. No, I have the utmost respect. Coach Brown and I have faced each other numerous times over the years, so it's awesome to be back against him. I just want to say that we just had some, back when I was a defense coordinator, he was at Mosley. It was a grind always. It was back and forth. So it's great to be back playing him again, and we have a good relationship. So I have the utmost respect. I know that he's going to do a good job with them. For us, basically our thing is kind of the final eval of the spring. Who are the guys that you can count on and hang your hat on a Friday night when it gets tough, because there's going to be tough moments. And then there's, who are the guys that maybe a little bit younger that are going to step up when the lights turn on. That's your last time to see those guys and make plans for them during the summer and the fall for next year. And then, the guys that may be on the, JV guys. Are they true JV guys? And where can they fit in the future and stuff like that? So I'd like to play a lot of guys. I think the format we have right now, we're probably going to play more ones and twos, and we'll see where we're at. And just really excited about, like I said, having an opportunity to play.
All right, Glenn.
Coach, I hate to tell you this, when you're at West Florida, I put that fake punt in up the middle when Jeremy ran it on you guys. So, but anyway. But you beat the crap out of us when I was coaching with Watkins. We made a mistake punting it to your return guy who went to FSU. And he just ran. I watched him run by. I think he was smiling at me when he went by. He winked at me, I think. So, but
well, I think you guys had us on ESPN for the double kickoff or the fake. I mean, it was in the top 10 plays of the year where y'all faked a kickoff and then kicked it the other way and got it. I mean, those things happened in that game. There was things you couldn't explain, but it was always, really, really fun and exciting game. So you love doing that. Right?
Yeah, it's fun. But one year, I got to tell you this, one year when Coach Scroggins, I went over there, we didn't have a very good team. We played Tate. They fired that cannon when they score. All right, well, I'm an old Vietnam vet, so they fired that cannon that first time. I was on the ground, and all the kids were laughing at me. And so the only thing we accomplished that night, they fired that cannon so much they ran out of ammunition. That was the key to our win there.
Glenn was screaming, "Charlie's coming! Charlie's coming!"
I grew up in Montgomery. I was used to that.
But no, it's always anytime we go over there, like West Florida or Tate, we've always been treated with respect and everything. So no matter what sport we're playing y'all in, and so congratulations on your new spot, and I know you'll do well.
I wanted to ask you this. In the old days, Pensacola football was incredible. I remember we played Pensacola. They won state championships. Have to go there and play that old stadium. That locker room was
Pensacola High. Yeah,
that was terrible. West Florida was always good. Pine Forest was always good. I mean, is it still that way? Still really good football, high school football being played in Pensacola?
I think so. I think the dynamic has changed, to be honest with you. I think that here's what I would say. If you look at the numbers in the 80s, I was doing this the other day. We're trying to get some signs made or whatever. If you look at the numbers in the 80s, I believe that 8 out of 10 years there was a Pensacola team playing for a state championship. You had Tate win one early 80s, and then you had, I think, Woodham win 2, and then later on, 87 and 88, Pine Forest won 2, and I think there was, and Washington also won 1 in there. So if you look at the numbers, I don't know if that will ever be matched. I know that haven't been made a big deal, but I started looking at the numbers, and I'm like, holy crap. 8 out of 10 years in one city was a state champion. That's unbelievable.
It is.
And then Emmett came through Escambia, too.
Right.
So you had all those teams in there. I think the dynamics changed because there's more schools now. It's a little more spread out, the talent. But I still think that the football is really good. There's great coaches here.
Yeah.
There's great coaches. I would not tell them that to their face, but, they are good coaches.
Yeah.
And the talent's spread out, but they're good football.
Yeah, the one I remember is from when Washington won. It was Bergalowski. Was that? I think that's yeah. So he was the golf coach too. That's how I met him.
Coach, I hate to do it. We have run out of time, man. Hey, good luck to you this Friday night. Good luck to you next year, and hopefully we'll get you back on here.
Absolutely. Hey, you guys do me a favor and whatever y'all got to do to keep the rain away Friday night, y'all do that.
We'll send Glenn to go up there and do his little dance. You won't have to worry about it.
That's right.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you, sir.
All right.
All right, let's talk about some of our great people, man. Hey, I tell you what, the heat is. Coach Cam and I were talking about it. It's like overnight they turned the switch on.
Right.
It didn't ease into the summer. I feel like the summer's right now. But if you got Stevenson air conditioning, you have nothing to worry about. We tell you all the time, you need to get service now. It's getting ready to get really hot. Get it service now. It runs a little bit better, saves you a little bit of money with your power bill, and then do it again in wintertime, right before winter starts.
Yeah.
If you got an old one, Glenn, and all it does is run, and you're spending money every month, get your brand new one. There's nowhere better to go.
They won't sell you one that you don't need. They won't, gouge you with, you need a bigger unit and all this good stuff. They'll fix you the one you need.
They're great. They are absolutely incredible. Also, don't forget about El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Tonight, there's rumors that Glenn Manley and Jim Brandt, Big Elvis, Baby Elvis, Old Elvis, Heavy Elvis, they're going to be there singing. I don't know if it's true. Is it true? Or can you tell us one way or the other?
I cannot confirm or deny that.
Yeah. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, right across the street from the Navy base. They do an incredible job. The food's excellent. They have, the specials, the happy hour is unreal. Buy one, get one free. Get out there and have a great time. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Now, Glenn, if you love barbecue, Rudy's Barbecue, boy, nobody does a better job.
I know.
Now, you cater, so when you have that retirement party for Glenn Manley, we can either have it there in Lorelei Layton Room, or we can have it at your house, or at Bay High School. We haven't decided yet.
Okay. Go for it.
All right, we'll be right back. ESPN, Northwest Florida. Dr. Ward, where are you?
ESPN Northwest Florida, the sports talk monster on the Gulf Coast. Let's go! Destin, Panama City, and Mexico Beach. Listen on 104.3. In the Mariana, Chipley, and Bonifay area, hear us on 102.1.
Swing line drive, left center field,
and now, Port St. Joe, Apalachicola, and Weewa. It's 101.9. We have Northwest Florida covered. It's ESPN Northwest Florida.
The road is yours this summer in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by and check out the Bill Bird Kia SUV family that is built for all-in adventures and endless possibilities. Whether you're traveling on the highways or off-road, you'll do it with grace and grit. Now offering 3.25% APR up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort and safety and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind that you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance for the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento with $22.22 per month per 1,000 finance at 48 months. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 7/5/23.
Living on the Gulf Coast, we have beautiful beaches, clear water, and amazing marine life. Want to bring a piece of the ocean into your home or office with an amazing aquarium? Gulf Coast Aquarium, the area's only certified platinum CCHEM dealer. Their staff are all certified CCHEM specialists. Gulf Coast Aquarium can install, design, maintain, and finance your own piece of the Gulf. Gulf Coast Aquarium, powered by CCHEM, with over 40 years as a U.S.-based manufacturer of quality aquarium products. Online at GulfCoastAquarium.com. Gulf Coast Aquarium, where it's more than just a tank.
The number one SEC call-in show is now twice as big. It's double the Paul Feinbaum Show. Weeknights starting at 6.
Okay, but also go faster.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Dr. Ward.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's Wednesday. We get the legend on here. Dr. Ward, the Gator hater. Oh, no, sorry, the Gator lover. Dr. Ward, how you doing this morning, sir?
Living the dream, boys. How about y'all?
Hey, Glenn's here. Brian's here. Couldn't be any better. Could not be better. We spent a lot of time this morning on this spring football. There's a big game Thursday at Arnold. A lot of teams are coming there to play. And Bay's on the road, heading over to Tate High School Friday to play a big high school football game. But I want to talk to you. I want to know how your baseball team's doing. And if you wouldn't mind, give us a few names of some of your players.
All right. right. Well, hey, we had a really nice game last night. The playoffs for South Walton Little League Minors start Thursday night, and we beat a really good team, coached by Brian Carroll. He used to play college ball. His kids are on that team, and he's a great coach. We beat him 10-6. It was a lot of fun. Had great performances by our pitcher, Sebastian Good. Had strong hits by our leadoff, Connor Johnson, and got a home run from our kid that is batting. Get this, man. He's got a 750 batting average, and he hits more extra base hits than singles. He's got like an OPS of like 2.3. Had his trip Skinner to third. His uncle used to play pro ball, so he's got the genes. And that kid knocks the snot out of the ball.
That's crazy. So, who else is on? Give us. We're giving you some love today. Let's give a little love to your assistant coaches. Who are your assistant coaches?
Well, I'm a co-head coach with Jonathan Newsom. He's a great guy. His son Graham is our catcher. And hey, I forgot to mention that performance. Catchers don't get a lot of love because they're put in there to do a dirty job. But we had like almost no pass balls, and the last out. Get this, so our two pitchers that we put in after our pitchers that did awesome, they couldn't throw strikes. So that's where those 6 runs came from. We changed pitchers. We got 2 outs. We just need 1 more out to end the game. And kid goes in for his first pitch. It's a wild pitch, but he knows to run home. We had bases loaded. Kid covers home plate. Jonathan's son Graham goes and gets that wild pitch, tosses it to our pitcher at home plate, gets the last out. Game over.
All right.
And then great way to finish the game. It went exactly according to plan. I said, Ford, wild pitch. Graham, you cover.
So you got a signal for wild pitch, huh?
Yeah.
So you
You are good, Doc. You're good. All right, I got to ask you now. You got to help me out with this. What happened? I mean, I was so disappointed. Mosley gets beat. Bozeman, which never gets beat. Arnold gets beat. And then the one I thought that might win it all, South Walton, loses. What happened?
Well, so I was at the South Walton game, and it was a culmination of. It's not that those boys weren't ready to play; they were ready to play. The freshman Coleman Borthwick, he was pitching pretty good. It was not his like AAA, but it was solid. There was one at bat that just kind of encapsulated it all. He gets up 1-2, and that Bishop Kenny batter battled to full count, and then he fouls the next 5 pitches. And then he hits a single, and you're just like, it's just things that never happened during the regular season happened in that game, and it was a 1-1 game until the bottom, the top of the 6th, where they got 2 more runs. And my understanding, what happened with that, they put in their starter to relieve Coleman. And think about it. Your starting pitcher, they normally go through this whole mental routine because they know they're starting. This isn't a pitcher that's used to going in and relieving, and all of that prep that goes in, stretching, all that, because they're trying to get ready to mentally be the starting pitcher. He just didn't have it. And when they finally put in one of their older, one of their senior relievers. He did. It was just that thing. Maybe not. It was a culmination of all that. And the pitcher for Bishop Kenny went the whole game, and he pitched really, really well.
Well, I hated it for South Walton losing that baseball game. I really thought they had a shot to do something. Now, my question to you and to Glenn, in Alabama, when playoff, you got to win 2 out of 3. It's a series. It's not you look up and win games. So sometimes the best team doesn't win. So would you rather see, when we get to the playoffs, would you rather see, like it is now in Florida, where you play one shot, you got it, and that's it. You lose, you go home. Or do you do like they do in Bama, up in Alabama, you play best out of 3. What would you like to see them do here in Florida? I think South Walton plays that team 3 times. They might beat them twice. I don't know that for sure. You saw them play. Do you like it the way it is now, or would you like it to be changed?
The biggest thing about changing is how do you logistically play a tournament where it's 2 out of 3. No, I wouldn't mind a double elimination tournament. I think that might be a way to go, where if you lose one game, you go down to a loser's bracket, and then and then you get a chance to play that team that beat you again. I don't know how you would get. I mean, you got they brought 8 teams in, and you literally have to play like 9 baseball games potentially to get to Lakeland. I don't know how you do that.
Glenn, what they do in Alabama, they play 2 out of 3. One get the best record, you go there. If they lose, then they got to come back to your place. Then you go back to the best record. That's how I do it there. So there's some money involved in it, but they get the best team. What would you like to see?
I kind of like the idea of, instead of having all the pressure on you for one game, because it's a toss-up unless you just outclass the guy. But logistically and financially, they'd have to work out something. That's the only thing that I worry about.
Right, Brian, what do you think? It has to be the money. I mean, it just costs so much more traveling.
No, I would think so. Well, it always comes down to money, though.
Yeah. All right, Doc, I got a question for you now. I'm switching gears on you, so get ready. ACC, it seems to me they're on the way out. I really believe that. 7 teams went out of the league. Florida State's athletic director made some comments, and I agree with him 100%. How do we survive? How do we compete? We recruit against Auburn, Alabama, Florida, Georgia. They're making over $30 million a year more than we're going to make. And he even brought this up. He said even Central Florida, going to the Big 12, will have a better revenue sharing than we're going to have in the ACC. How do we survive? They're looking to get out of this. The other schools that are looking to get out of this are Clemson, Miami, North Carolina, Virginia, and Virginia Tech. And I'm telling you, just listen to this. This is what I think should happen. And you tell me if I'm right or wrong. I want them. I want North Carolina, but I think they're going to go to the Big Ten. I think they offered the Big Ten. I think go to the Big Ten. They're going to make more money there than the SEC. Let's say they go to North Carolina, Virginia, go to the Big Ten. Virginia Tech, let's send them out to Pac-12. That way they can play West Virginia every year in a rival game, whatever. And the SEC, let's take Florida State and Clemson. Then what do we do with Miami? Where would Miami go? Do we bring them here? I think the Big Ten would want them. They always go to big TV markets. I think they would want them. They might wind up there. Or do we want Miami in the SEC? That's what I've got, Doc. How would you solve this problem? These teams break up and go somewhere else. Where do you see them landed?
As a Gator, I'm going to vote that we take Clemson and Virginia Tech. And the reason being, Clemson is South Carolina doesn't have a ton of clout in the SEC, if you ask me. So I don't think South Carolina could block a Clemson coming into the SEC. I think Clemson culturally fits really well with the SEC. I would like to take a team with a North Carolina or Virginia background so that we get into a market that maybe we're not in, and I think Virginia Tech and Blacksburg really fits that mold as well. And the thing about Miami,
Doc, I want you to hold it right there. Hold your spot right there. We got to take a break. We're going to come back. I want you to finish up this and tell us where you would put each school and the reasons for that. Real quick, it's hot. People are outside. They have their shirts off. I saw Glenn the other day about puke, but he had his shirt on. People are going to the beach. People are going swimming. They're out playing golf. It is skin cancer time. What's the best way to get up you, and what can we do to help kind of prevent this, to developing skin cancer? Where's your office is located? How do I get it with Dr. Ward?
So you can give us a call at 233-3376. You can see us at any of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Waterstown, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. And 5 minutes can really save your life. Wear your sunscreen, but if you've already done the damage, we're here to fix it. So give us a holler.
All right. I appreciate that. Let's talk about some of our other great people. Glenn?
Yes, sir.
What's today?
World famous spaghetti day.
J. Michael's Restaurant. It's Wednesday. This is the time to go. Lunch we packed, so will be dinner. Guess who I saw yesterday there? Katie and Jimmy.
Wow.
Patronos.
Yes.
They look good. Katie still is like the same. Met her 24, 25 years ago. She still looks gorgeous. Beautiful lady. I love Jimmy. I love Jimmy Patronos. Good guy. Also, don't forget about Newbies. 3 great locations. What's your favorite?
Mine is a booze and brew. Or brew and booze, have you?
Yeah, and stay away from that school bus. Get out to Newbies, too, on the curve. Watch all sporting events. Newbies, the original, the mothership, is the best place to go to have a great time. Best bands in the Southeast every Friday and Saturday night. Go down there and tell them Coach sent you. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You want to look better, feel better? Now, Coach Brown over at Bay High School, he does not have to drive across the bridge and go out to Pier Park.
That's right.
He can go right down to 23rd Street, Coronado Shopping Center. Right there is Jason Kovaleski and Max Fit Sports Nutrition, a brand new location, 2 now in Bay County. Locals taking care of locals. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. Brian, is that pizza incredible or what?
It's great, and it's big as a hubcap, too.
Right. The lunch special, you go get 2 slices. That's like everybody else's pizza. It's crazy. Just don't take Glenn with you. He doesn't share very well. All right, we'll be right back. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida.
Memorial Day, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida honors our local heroes. A Panama City native, United States Air Force Senior Master Sergeant Sherry Lynn Olds served 20 years and died in the 1998 embassy bombing in Nairobi, Africa, while serving her country. Thank you for your service and great sacrifice. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest, very light showers and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 82. Light rain and a chance of thunderstorms tonight, about the same at 71. Tomorrow, possibility of thunderstorms throughout the day with some sun in the evening and a high of 82. The same at 82 Friday, and we'll have some sun. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay-down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
If it's Western wear for the whole family you're looking for, there's only one place to shop. That Boot Store. The selections are huge and many of your favorite name brands at affordable prices are available. Want the finest in work clothes? Famous Carhartt work clothes are available too. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, and Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5:30. Next to Kia 15th Street, Panama City. Remember what Joe always said, keep Jesus in your life every day.
If aliens showed up tomorrow and said, take us to your leader, you'd bring them to the Coach James Hale Show.
Danger, Bill Robinson, danger.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, another thing real quick before we get back with Dr. Ward. Do you want that yard to look absolutely gorgeous like Tommy Oliver Field, Pat Dice Field, Bobby Bowden Field, Seasbury Field, Glenn Manley Field? All you got to do is call Turf Pro Pest Control. Patrick does a great job. Got a great team over there. They take care of it. They do our yard, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much, Patrick. Turf Pro Pest Control. Give them a call. They'll come out and take care of all your problems. Michael's Health Insurance. Michael's Health. Wait a minute. Let me try all over.
Take 2.
Michael's Health Solutions. Michael's Insurance. Anyway, he'll be in here tomorrow. Can't wait to see him. If you get ready to turn 65, you definitely want to call him and let him come to your house. You don't have to go to him. You call him. Look it up. he'll come to you. Micah's Health Solutions, they take care. They got medical, they got advanced plans, they've got family, group, individual health insurance. They do the whole thing, everything. The guy's incredible. And again, he'll be in here tomorrow morning. You can listen to him. Dr. Ward, I want to get back to one thing you said, made me think of some other coaches I know, and I'm not going to say what school, but there's other coaches that do not want to see FSU in the SEC. Their home games would be Bama going into Tallahassee, Georgia, Auburn, LSU, Oklahoma, Texas. Their revenue would go through the roof. Their stadium would have to be increased, and they'd only become a bigger power. And they all recruit against one another. So it's not just Florida. They won't come out and say it, but it's not just Florida don't want them in there. There's other schools, but I still think they get in. All right, let me ask you this. Where do we send North Carolina? Where would they end up at?
I mean, like you said, they're probably in the Big Ten because Raleigh's woke, and they fit in a lot better with the woke 10 than the SEC.
They're right up there with Michigan. I agree with that. What about Virginia? I think Virginia goes with them, too. I think Virginia goes to the Big Ten.
I agree. I like Tech in the SEC better than Virginia. And Virginia's not any good at football anyway and hadn't been for a long, long time. So let them go. Let them go to the Big Ten as well.
I love talking to highly intelligent people. I mean, it's amazing the way he thinks.
I don't know how you understand it, though.
You see what I put up with, Doc?
I'm a little upset. Glenn beat me to that.
They're so mean to me.
But that's right.
All right, Virginia Tech. I'm saying let's let Virginia Tech have a rival with West Virginia. Let's let them go to the Big 12.
No, I want Tech.
You want that TV market?
I feel strongly that Tech is a great cultural fit. Their workhorses there, and they don't like woke stuff either. So bring them in the SEC.
All right, but why? What do we gain by getting them? I guess another state, another TV market. That would be it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Brian, would you bring him in?
I probably would not because I've got my eye on a couple other schools.
Yeah, I'm with you. What about you, Glenn? Let them in?
Yeah, I'd let them in, but the other thing, too, is if you put them in the Big 12, then you got it's not just one school where everybody has to travel to.
At least you got West Virginia, right?
Yeah, right.
There beside you.
Right.
We're trying to be nice. Glenn and I are being nice.
Well,
all right.
First of all,
big question, Glenn.
It's not going to happen whether I say it or not. But anyway.
By the way, it ain't that far from Knoxville to Blacksburg if you look at it on a map.
That's true.
That is true. All right. The big one question is, I think the Big Ten will go after them. I really do, because you look at what they're going after, the big TV markets. You got Miami down there. You got the state of Florida. You can come down and recruit. I really think the Big Ten would take Miami. Now, the SEC, do we need Miami? We already have that TV market. We already have Florida. Do we need them? Would we take Miami, or Big Ten take them? And where would they go? Where would Miami want to be? I think they want to be in the SEC, I would think.
I don't want Miami. I'm just going to say it. Like, let the Big Ten or let the Big 12, let them be rivals with UCF. That's where they belong.
Well, yeah, I didn't think about that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is the Miami TV market is actually not a great TV market because it's kind of like the LA market. People are out doing things in Miami. They're really not, it's not a big TV market like you would expect. And so getting into that is not huge.
It's more of a pro market.
It would be more of a pro, but even in pro, it's a weaker market than its population would dictate. So I don't know that we gain that much other than, well,
it's a damn foreign country. Nobody cares.
You got to push that red button. But yeah, it's,
sorry.
No,
Hey, and by the way, the other prerequisite to getting the SEC is if you do not fill up your football stadium for home games, you do not qualify.
That's a great point there. Yeah. All right. So y'all saying Miami's not going to be in the SEC?
It wouldn't bother me, but I don't think we need them. And we don't need anybody, to be fair. But
yeah,
you know.
All right, Glenn. No Miami, SEC. Let them go somewhere else.
No, I don't know if they could hold up to the caliber of football. They're not doing it.
I hope John's not listening right now.
To be honest, Miami would help the SEC in every sport other than football, quite honestly.
Right,
but football,
I'm like,
they're just
I don't think we need
middle
them.
pack team.
I don't think we need them. I mean, I really don't. Now, I'm definitely going to take Clemson. I'm definitely going to take FSU because of football. That's it.
Right.
And look where it's located. Look how close it is to Tuscaloosa, Auburn, Georgia, Florida. But I see where Doc's coming from, and there's a lot of people who feel like he does, but I do think it'll be FSU and Clemson.
Hey, y'all.
Go ahead.
Hey, y'all. If I'm UF sitting at that table, I say the only way we're taking Florida State is if we take Georgia Tech as well. I'm straight up saying there's no way we let another Florida school in without taking another Georgia school. I would be adamant on that, and I would say you cannot, we will not do it. You can't do it.
And I think he's got something there. If you're Bama and Auburn, why do we want Georgia to have that whole state by themselves and just them recruiting SEC caliber players? Let's let Georgia Tech back in. They used to be a member, and they can start pulling away from Kirby's players. Maybe every once in a while, maybe he might lose one or two, maybe.
Right. But
I know where you're coming from, because it's going Georgia right now is the king, baby.
Yeah. That's the only way. That's the only way you're going to get Florida to be okay with it is if they take Georgia Tech too.
And people could say, well, we already have Atlanta. We already have that TV market because of Georgia. Well, we already have the state of Florida because of Florida.
We do.
Yeah. I know where you come from. I kind of get that. I understand what you're doing. All right. I had another question. I just got what it was.
Well, I got one more school I want.
Who do you want?
I want Louisville. I absolutely want Louisville. I like that market. I like having the natural rivalry with Kentucky.
Help us in basketball.
I think Louisville is a complete athletic program. They're generally pretty good in all the big three, although basketball's fallen off a cliff since the whole Adidas thing and all like that. But and they're not a bad football program, honestly. So that's a team I would love to see in the SEC is Louisville.
And the thing about Louisville, they actually fill their football stadium up.
Yeah.
And Miami really does.
A lot of money.
What do you think about that one? What do you think about Louisville coming in, Doc?
I'm not. It doesn't excite me.
Oh well, yeah. You'd rather have Virginia Tech, correct?
I would much rather have Virginia Tech.
All right, let me ask you this. I saw something the East-West. I just saw it. That would bring in Oklahoma, Missouri, and Texas to the east. Alabama, Auburn go to the east, and they come into the west. Now, if we bring in, let's just say you did that. Just give us something to talk about. Let's say they do that. All right, they screw it. They put Alabama, Auburn into the east. They put Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri into the west. And we bring in, this is how we're bringing in Clemson and Florida State. And one's going to have to go west, and one's going to have to stay east. I would say, what would you do? Have to put Clemson in the east and FSU to the west?
I would, because Clemson's in the east.
Yeah, it's more so than Tallahassee, I guess.
That's true.
Why are we doing geographic divisions anymore?
Yeah, it doesn't
Seriously.
matter, really.
I mean, why not just go to the top two in the conference play? That way you avoid what the Big Ten dealt with for years, which was the three best teams were all in the eastern side. And
kind of like it's been the SEC.
The ACC was that way too until now that they've gone to 1-2. So I would just, look, it's not about travel anymore in the SEC. There's enough money for travel. That's not an issue in football anymore. Just get rid of the geographical divisions. You've got your schedule set up with your 3-6, whatever you're going to do, and just have the top two teams play in Atlanta.
Okay. Doc, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's a fine plan. The other thing I'd consider, if you were going to keep it geographic, is put Alabama back in the West under that scenario.
Well, I was thinking this. Let's leave Alabama, Auburn in the West. Let's bring in Clemson, FSU to the East. And you know what? Missouri was already there anyway. Let's put Texas in the West and Oklahoma in the East. Let's do that. To be different, just to have something to say. Just to go against all.
And we wonder why our students struggle in geography.
I grew up in West Virginia. I don't know. Anyway, Glenn doesn't even care. I'm trying to ask Glenn questions. He's studying something.
I'm trying to work while I'm on radio.
Glenn's ordering spaghetti at J. Michael's.
Oh my God! All right, Doc. We got you next Wednesday.
I'll see you. Actually, you going to be here next Wednesday? Are you going to be in Hoover?
Oh, that's right. Is that next week?
Yeah.
I'm going to do the show. I'm leaving Wednesday after the show. Brian's doing it Friday. Jeremy's doing it Thursday. Yeah.
I'll still be here, so I'll see y'all next week.
Yeah. All right, now, what day are you going up to Hoover?
Thursday, and it depends what time Thursday whether or not my team makes the baseball championship, because Little League baseball championship's Thursday night.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, we're gonna get up there Wednesday. I got to watch who's playing Thursday. I want to see Bama play, so I'm hoping they can play Thursday. If they play Wednesday, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we'll figure it out. Hey, Doc, before we get out of here, seriously now, we're talking serious business. Skin cancer can be deadly. I got a coach that's going through some stuff right now. Didn't do what he should have done, and now he's paying the price. 5 minutes can save your life. Tell us the best way to get up with you and what we can do to help prevent skin cancer.
Oh, you give us a holler, 233-3376, one of the 8 area convenient locations. We're in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Water Sound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, and Mariana. And what you can do to prevent skin cancer is wear sunscreen, reapply, cover up with protective clothing, and, if you see something that doesn't look right or feel right, give us a call. Early detection will save your life. 5 minutes can do it.
And Dr. Ward is the man. One thing I love about him, you go in there. Now, I said this the other day, in South Florida, you go there, people everywhere, you line up like cattle. They go in, they numb you up, they shoot you. I don't like getting shots. They numb you up. They cut a little bit. They send you back outside the room, and you wait for them to call you back. And guess what? It seems like they always wait to call you back when everything's not numbed up anymore. And what do they got to do? They got to give you another zap. Boom.
No,
pop
they're
you
looking
again.
at see if they need to cut. That's what they're looking.
Yeah, I know what they're doing, but they take their time. I go Dr. Ward. I've never had to be put under again. I've never had to be dumbed up. I like that. Hey, Doc, do they charge by the shot down there in South Florida or what? I think there's a reason they make it so long a wait.
No, you don't get to charge by the shot. Okay. It's just depends on what their operation is, how many rooms they got, all that. We got plenty of space.
There you go. All right, Doc. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you, buddy.
All right, y'all have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's talk about. I got time to talk about some more people. Today is Wednesday. If you live in Lynn Haven, get out to Beef O'Brady's. Go by and see Pat. 10 beautiful big old wings for $9.99 and a drink, but get the french fries. They're incredible. From 11:30 to 3. If Glenn's around, we're going. He's buying. We'll have a great time, Beef O'Brady's. Get out there and have a great time. Glenn, I know you love Paparazzi Gourmet.
Yes, sir.
And I know you love the desserts. I saw it. The Paradise Cake's incredible. What's your favorite? Napoleon?
Yeah, the Napoleon. Probably
that is pretty good, baby.
Yep.
Now, what do you like on your pizza?
Everything except anchovies.
You get the Land Lover?
Yeah, I do.
You've had it, Brian.
Yeah, that's the one I usually
That's
get.
the one we get. I love it, man. Anyway, go down to Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. The place is incredible. You'll absolutely love it. Love it. You hear me, Glenn? Love it.
I love it. Yep.
All right, we'll be right back. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida.
Only 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida could bring sports fans like you an app this powerful. The sports content you crave is always on. Live stream us everywhere you go. Now with upgraded programming and live game schedules, you'll always know when the Atlanta Braves and your favorite games are playing. Plus, interact with our local hosts in real time and so much more. The new app for the sports fanatic is available at the Apple Store and Google Play. From 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest, very light showers and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 82. Light rain and a chance of thunderstorms tonight, about the same at 71. Tomorrow, possibility of thunderstorms throughout the day with some sun in the evening and a high of 82. The same at 82 Friday, and we'll have some sun. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
WJ KSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DN Mariana, WVLQ Port St. John, powered by Pepsi, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked jerky, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations. Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
Hi, this is Ryan Mulvey. Join me weekdays starting at 11 for the Inside Drive. The latest sports stories, the biggest reactions, and even sports betting right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll time. Whoa. Alabama update. Brought by Stevens Air Conditioning. Hey, it's hot, baby. We got Stevens Air Conditioning. We have no problems whatsoever. They are number one at what they do. You know what I love about Glenn? He grew up here. He's a local boy. A local company.
Let's help them out.
Yeah, let's help. They help us out. Let's help out local people. Stevens Air Conditioning number one. Can't get more local than that. They do an incredible job throughout Northwest Florida. I saw the truck the other day in Bay Point. All right, Alabama tight end Brown transfers to Florida FAU. Congratulations to him. I hope he does a great job. He transferred out, and I think all the guys that have transferred from Bama now got their homes, so that's a good thing. We hope all of them do extremely well. College football news, they're projecting the bowl games already, and this is what they have. The Rose Bowl is a playoff game. Guess who they have in there in the Rose Bowl?
FSU.
Alabama versus Ohio State. 3 versus 2. Roll Tide. I hope that happens. I'd love to see the Buckeyes and Bama play again. Last time we did it, Bama destroyed them. The Sugar Bowl, a playoff game. They got number 1 Georgia versus number 4 Texas. That is your playoff games.
They're giving too much love to Texas. I'm not.
They have that.
See, I'm with Glenn on this. I know, Coach, you're big on Texas. I don't see it.
We're going to know week 2. Now, national championship game, they got Georgia versus Ohio State. I think they had Georgia winning it. Peach Bowl.
So that's
who's in the Peach Bowl?
Georgia. That's their peach state.
No. Peach Bowl. LSU versus Michigan.
Michigan.
Okay. Orange Bowl. Your
FSU.
favorite team. FSU versus Penn State. Citrus Bowl. Wisconsin versus Tennessee. Gator Bowl, Ole Miss Rebels versus Clemson. So Clemson didn't have the year everybody thought. Liberty Bowl, you got South Carolina versus Texas Tech. Now, one of the experts had Texas Tech being the Cinderella team playing Alabama in the Cotton Bowl.
No. I see Texas and Texas A&M. I'm just not sold on them yet.
All right, well, here we go. Texas Bowl. Texas A&M versus TCU. So TCU comes off his high horses and plays the A&M.
Well, I think that goes off the performance they did in the national championship game.
The Alamo Bowl, Oklahoma versus Utah. I had to put them in there because they're actually members of the SEC now. Guess who's going to play in the Birmingham Bowl? Brian, who do you think? Birmingham Bowl.
Mississippi State and Iowa.
Who do you think?
Jinx Middle School.
Surfside.
And Surfside. No.
Wrong. Birmingham Bowl, Auburn versus Memphis. I tell you what, if that happens, I'm going. I'm saying, guys, listen, I'm buying into Auburn. I think Auburn's going to surprise some people. I swear I do. We got a caller. Let's take this call. Who's this calling interrupt the greatest update in the history of mankind?
Well, the way y'all have Gator Day up, you have to call it this time.
There you go.
What are you doing, Rob?
I'm all right. How are y'all this morning?
Doing great.
Glenn's in here. Brian's in here. It's good. It's good.
I was listening this morning about Pensacola Tate, and it got me thinking about back when I was in high school. I don't remember them having a cannon back in 1977. Because Godby High School, well, they didn't have a chance to fire it unless they were shooting at the bus on the way out. 'Cause we beat them at their homecoming 76-0.
Wow.
Ooh.
So every time we went over and played them, they remembered that. So thanks.
Maybe that's why they got a cannon.
Yeah. We played. It was 92 when we played them, and they fired that baby. I was like, oh my.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Godby had a pretty good ball team back then. They had a pretty good coaching staff. Do any of y'all remember Gerald Culbreth?
No.
And it was George Dean's last year at Godby before he went to FSU as their freshman football strength coach, and then came to Mosley the following year.
Dang.
1979.
Godby's always been good.
Yeah.
They've always been good.
But, you know, a memory I had when y'all were talking about the teams in Pensacola, and Coach was talking about, you know, all the different teams. In the late 80s, Pine Forest, I think this would have been the 88 season, Pine Forest and Viger, which was out of Pritchard, just north of Mobile, won one mythical national championship, won the other. They actually met during a basketball game to do a free throw contest to determine who the true national champion was. And it made national news and all. And Murphy, where I went to school, the next year was ranked 5th in the nation. So there was a lot of good football being played
right
around
there, Mobile, Pensacola.
But yeah, that Pine Forest team was for real back in 87,
Rob,
88.
y'all were in the Big Five back then?
Oh, yeah. It was that's the year that Bay High won the state championship in 3A. Godby won it in 4A. Bluntstown won it in 2A, and FAMU won it in single A.
Wow.
And that was we were the only team that beat Bay High that year. We went 14-0. We were the only team that beat Bay High, and we beat them in Tallahassee and beat them 17-14.
Wow.
That was probably our closest game all year. But Sammy Knight was recruited by Notre Dame, Miami, several of the big schools as one. He punted, kicked field goals, was the quarterback, and played defensive back. And back then, they didn't have Mr. Football, but he would have been Mr. Football of the Southeast. It wouldn't have been just the Florida, but he was pretty good. And then Chris Hoss was a running back. He went to Miami. But our biggest lineman was 198 pounds, and it was Floyd Jaggers, who ended up going to Navy.
Yeah, but see, that was big back then.
Right. Well, yeah, it was, it was...
It's pretty big now.
Well, but I'm saying Coach Moon was the biggest lineman at Georgia at 250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was...
I saw him run the counter.
But still, 198 pounds for your biggest guy on your team is... But they called Sammy Knight Honey Bun Sammy because you could tell him that there was a honey bun on the. And he would, if your gap was more than about 14 inches, he would tap the center on the butt when he got to the line of scrimmage, and he was going on that side, and they couldn't stop him.
There you go.
But yeah, that was Pensacola Tate was that. Everybody in Pensacola was good back then. But I think you said the Power Five was Leon, Godby, Bay High, Rutherford, Choctaw.
No, this is before. But I think the Big Five was like Pensacola, Godby, Leon,
Fort Walton,
and maybe Fort Walton Beach and Bay High. I think I've got the white football. They played with white football at night with the black stripes. Really? Yeah, and it's in a trophy case. I'll have to go look it up. So.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, but
all right, Rob, thank you for interrupting the Alabama update. You ruined it, man. Everybody's PO'd at you, but that's okay.
Hey, don't worry about it, Rob. We love you.
Hey, go back and look at those. Who are the first two playoff bowls that you had?
Everybody had this. Everybody's got this coming out. Everybody's got these predictions, but this particular one had. This is college football news. They got in the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl, the playoff games. They have in the Rose Bowl, Alabama, Ohio State. They're ranked 2nd and 3rd. And then in the Sugar Bowl, number 1 Georgia versus number 4 Texas. In the national championship, the game to be played in Houston, I believe, is number 1 Georgia versus number 2 Ohio State.
Well, then Texas and Alabama are both one of them's got to have a loss because they play each other week 2, right?
Yeah, and they got FSU in the Orange Bowl playing Penn State.
So FSU supposedly, I guess, winning the conference championship, but they're going to not get into the playoffs.
Not get in. And they had Clemson. You're right, because they have Clemson playing a lower bowl than that. I think Clemson was in the Gator Bowl playing Ole Miss.
Well.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I got to go.
All right, talk to y'all later.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Bob.
Hey, Stevenson Air Conditioning for all your needs. You have any kind of problem anytime day or night, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll get out there and get that thing working and cooling that house down. They are incredible. And also, please don't forget, today is J. Michael's world-famous spaghetti, like it is every Wednesday. Go out there and have a great time. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. Ethan Boyd does an incredible job. You want catering, that's the place to go. Matter of fact, they do an unbelievable job. They got a huge room, the Lorelei Layton room in the back. You can have a football banquet. You can have a business meeting. You have Glenn Manning's retirement party. You can do everything you want back there. Rudy's Barbecue, the best barbecue, but try their turkey. It's incredible.
I can tell you from experience, you can't do everything back there. So.
No. I'm not going to say it.
After a break.
Yeah. Chad Mitchell,
yep.
A legendary doctor, 24 years on Bay County sidelines. If you get any type of injury, call Chad, make an appointment, and you can listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back. Glenn Manley, Brian, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You left out John.
This Memorial Day, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida honors our local heroes. From Port St. Joe, Sergeant Clifford Sims, United States Army, made the ultimate sacrifice. While in heavy combat in Vietnam, company leader Sergeant Sims threw himself on top of an enemy explosive device in order to save the soldiers of Company D. Thank you for your service and great sacrifice. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest, very light showers, and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 82. Light rain and a chance of thunderstorms tonight, about the same at 71. Tomorrow, possibility of thunderstorms throughout the day with some sun in the evening and a high of 82. The same at 82 Friday, and we'll have some sun. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
Game days are always better at Dave & Buster's. That's because more TV inches, more food and drinks, more space, and more fun make the game we all know and love more special. Nothing beats seeing your favorite team take the field on the 2 12-foot big screens or 26 75-inch TVs. Throw in the arcade experience and you've got a winning atmosphere that no other sports bar can deliver. Follow the fun at Dave & Buster's, Panama City Beach on Facebook and Instagram. Eat, drink, play, and watch sports at Dave & Buster's.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, Martha, Kenny, Jane.
I heard you say play.
Martha.
I heard you say play Auburn, but nobody wants to play Auburn.
We always do Auburn at 8:15, but we're going to change it up because we got Mark on at 8:30 talking about Florida Gators. So we got to do a little bit of FSU.
My sister now lives in Mexico.
Yeah, I heard she's. I just got that pill I gave to her. Thank you, Martha.
Porta Vallarta. So,
well, listen, before we get into that, I got to get this in.
Okay.
Auburn, a couple things there, bowl predictions. You got Action Network had one. College Football News has one. Action Network had Auburn playing the Gator Bowl versus Louisville.
Action News Network?
That
sounds fake.
Football News has Auburn playing in Birmingham versus Memphis. Auburn's odds to win the SEC, they were 7th best in the SEC at plus 7,500. Auburn set they get a new transfer wide receiver, Shorter, He's a wide receiver from North Texas, a pretty good football player. Watch his highlight tape. Looks pretty dang good. Runs well, got good hands. This is a big pickup. They got a little bit more depth there. They got Burton from Ohio State is an unbelievable football player. So Hugh Freeze has done a great job bringing in talent to Auburn. Again, this is the fourth offensive player. They got the quarterback from Michigan State, Thorne, can throw the ball really well. They got Tulsa's big offensive lineman, Muskrat. They also got Ohio State's wide receiver, Burton. And now they had this kid from North Texas, wide receiver, Shorter, really good football player. Glenn, I'm going to stop it there for Auburn and give you an opportunity to talk about, well, I'll tell you what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what a great friend of ours. We have John McVeigh, Charlotte. Charlotte's always giving back to the community in all different kind of ways. Wonderful people, love them to death. They got good hearts. They're good people. Great employees. I love Kathy, Will, his wife. They do a great job down there. All their employees, people love them. They do a great job. Get out to newbies, support one of the three. And you always say your favorite is?
The Booze and Brew.
Brian, what's your favorite?
I kind of like newbies too.
Yeah, on the curve.
Yeah, I kind of like it down there.
They have karaoke there too. And Jared Thomas Ray, they get in and sing. Have
the
a good
one on
time.
the curve, wasn't that the original?
No, the original is down the street.
Yeah, it's further up.
Okay,
Thomas.
okay. Well, I can't remember. I always got thrown out of the one on the curve, so
Yes, you
well, that's the problem. Glenn's been thrown out of so many places, he gets them all crossed
Well,
out.
they have the dwarf toss there, so I'm always the favorite to get thrown the furthest.
Well, I don't want to say his name, but you know him, and we know him.
Yeah,
he has had too many school buses before. We had to go get him, get him home. And the what's the other drink so famous down there? God, dog, it just slipped my mind. It's the Hunch Punch.
Hunch Punch, yeah.
Pretty good there, too. But get out to Newbies, have a great time. The best bands in the Southeast every Friday and Saturday night. Love you, John and Charlotte. You do a great job. What do you got for us today, Glenn?
First of all, I got a couple more things from Bay High School, so it's Bay Day, too. We have 4 people in the state track meet today, so I will be able to announce them hopefully as state champions tomorrow. Also, the boys soccer team, or just the soccer team, has a meeting tonight in the cafeteria, the Bay Cafe, at 4 o'clock. And also then Thursday night in the media center, we're going to meet the new basketball coach, and we want the parents and the players to show up, and him. And then we graduate on the 23rd. That's next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Be there or be square. And then this coming Monday, we will announce, which has already been announced, but we will have him on a news interview, Jamie Burkowski, the new AD. So those are the things that are happening, and hopefully people get out and support Bay High, especially with the football things. Now, FSU, today is baseball day because they won a game last night. So FSU 7, Kennesaw State 3. So that makes them 20-30. They're 7-20 in the ACC. I don't know if they're going to make the ACC playoff or not, but they have their last series coming up this weekend. They go to Louisville, and so they'll play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then the ACC network starts.
We have a correction.
Okay.
The Curb. Newbies 2 on the Curb was the first Newbies.
Wow. That's what I said.
Wow.
Hey.
You did say that?
Yes.
I'll never doubt you again.
Hey,
I don't care what
you
she
don't
says.
doubt a drunk when we know where to drink. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Sorry. I apologize.
You know, AA is for quitters. You know that, don't you? Anyway. All right. So, but anyway, I get back there to the Louisville. Now the softball team, they're the number 3 seed nationally on this national tournament. They will start playing on Friday through Sunday. And FSU plays Marist at 4 o'clock on Friday. And then South Carolina plays UCF on Friday at 7. And then Saturday at 1, the 2 winners play. And at 3:30, the winners losers play. Well, excuse me, the 2 losers play at 1. Then the FSU and whoever wins, the other one will play. And then the 6 o'clock game will eliminate somebody else. And then Sunday, we start at 4, and they'll only play 1 game unless it's necessary to play the winner. So when you're going into this region, there's 16 regions, of course. FSU is 58-8. Marist is 29-28. South Carolina is 37-20, and UCF is 39-19. Sorry about that. And then we want to talk a little bit about men's golf. They play Sunday, this Sunday through Wednesday. They're at their region is in Morgan Hill, California right now. They are number 2 in their region, and the The last round is today. Number 1 in that region is Mississippi State. So again, there's 8 regions for those, and then they will play hopefully in the finals the 20th through the 25th at Scottsdale, Arizona, at the Greyhawk Country Club. Girls golf, they are playing at Raleigh. And their site in Arizona, North Carolina State, Wake Forest, and TCU is in that division. And when you go to Scottsdale, they're going to play on the same course a week or so later. But they will be 30 teams there, and 6 individuals will be playing for the championship. That's the 19th through the 24th for the women's championship. So that's really what's going on. Track and field is going on, so we'll get some more results for that. I'll have that next week. But that's what's going on right now. Also with football, they've got some recruits and transfer portal guys coming in and out. So I think they've picked up the defensive back that was at UAB, the guys from Tallahassee. So
good job. Good job. Let me ask you something, both you guys.
Yep.
This Dion, did you see the truck he's getting?
Yeah.
Did you see that picture?
Yeah.
What was it, 560?
Yeah.
Ford 560, I think.
Yeah.
I've never seen it has to be custom made. What does it cost? 200,000 or 180,000?
I don't know. It's out of my price range.
I think it was 180,000.
Well,
and it was made out in Colorado, and it's called. I'm pretty sure it was called the 560. It's a truck that it has the wheels. I couldn't afford a wheel on it. It's incredible. Really, he'll never get stuck in the snow. Full wheel drive. It's like a tank. Right. But it's really luxury. It's really nice. I had him in it. It looked really cool. But getting back to Dion, does he own FSU? He's had the cornerback Cooper transferred out and went to Colorado. Edge rusher McClain leaves and goes to Colorado. Defensive line Thompson leaves, goes to Colorado. Linebacker Grant leaves, goes to Colorado. Safety Jay leaves and goes to Colorado. Is this a pipeline from Tallahassee to Boulder?
There's one or two things. Okay, they want to go play. They want to go play for Dion, or they see that I'm not going to be a starter anymore because of who they're bringing in or who's did good during the spring. Mm-hmm. So that's one of two things. I don't know. But with all this hype he's getting, the pressure's on him. He better win.
Do you think there's a little bit of promising going on? Look, hey, you can come here. We got everybody has left. We've lost 650 players. You can come play here for us now. We're going to turn this thing into a powerhouse. And like you said, at Florida State, well, I'm going to play, but I'm not going to be the superstar.
Right.
Or maybe I'm not starting.
I think it's the other way around. I think those promises were made before the guys left Colorado. I think that's why the guys left Colorado.
No, I'm talking about the guys at Florida State. You think that's the reason they're
I think they were talking to them before there were vacancies at Colorado is my point.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was not, hey, we've had all these guys leave, come on in. It's, hey, come on in. We're going to push these guys out is, I think, the way it happened and the order in which it happened. So
I'm with you.
You know, it's one of those things. I mean, there's obviously a connection there through Florida. And, you know, Dion would have been recruiting heavily in those areas and around those guys already. So there's already an existing relationship there as it relates to those Florida State athletes more than likely. So it probably something where contact has been constant probably all the way through without it even being nefarious. Yeah. I mean, the guys could have reached out to Dion for all that matter. So,
yeah, I'm with you 100%. Things just don't happen. They knew who they're going after, and everybody does. Alabama knew who they were going to go after. It's not
right.
It's not some.
Well, as soon as you put your name out there, then it's just like
they got a recruiting service that's all they focus on is who's in that portal thing.
Yeah. So to me,
but I'm like Brian. I think before they even go in it, they have made contact somehow. So maybe not a coach, but a player.
Right. But here's was when he took the job, when he first met the team, he said some of you guys probably need to go ahead.
Oh, he told them. Yeah. He was honest and upfront with them.
Yeah.
That's true.
And look, I think he went through spring hoping some of them would have stepped up to the point that they would have stayed, and some did, I'm sure. But
yeah, 3 of them froze to death.
But the rest, I'm sure at the end, he said, look, I got guys coming in. It's probably best for you if you go somewhere else.
No doubt. We got a caller?
No, they left me a message, but I don't know anything about the Tiger Woods thing in Bay County. So I don't know. What
was the question?
No, it wasn't a question. It was, that I know there's Tiger Woods divorce.
It's just a comment. He didn't want to go on the air.
Well, I know it. I understand that, but I don't know anything about that.
It could have been assigned to a court here or something like that.
If you knew that, and he couldn't remember the
No,
date.
that wasn't Tiger he was hanging out with and all that stuff. That was O.J. Simpson. Glenn and O.J. Simpson were hanging out at Bay Point. Glenn said Glenn's the one that made him come up with the comment. If it doesn't fit, must have quit. Glenn what it did that.
Glenn was driving the Bronco?
No. No. But there was a former Bay High student that was dating him.
I know that. In Bay Point. I know all about that stuff. He was kindly asked, you probably shouldn't play here anymore. That happened.
Kindly asked her.
And maybe she needs to move out. Anyway.
No.
All right, we'll be right back. Let's talk about some of our great people. Glenn, I know you love these great fans. I do. Of our people. If you're in Lynn Haven today, it's Wednesday. It's time to get a beef O'Brady's, baby. Hey, for those 10, I'm not talking about manly wings. I'm talking about
womanly wings.
I'm talking about some big, juicy wings. Those big babies. For $9.99 and a drink, but you got to get the French fries. They're incredible. From 11:30 to 3, Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Go buy it. Tell Pat we love him and praying for him, and go support him. They do a great job. You know, he's done so many great things for Bay County.
He does. He's in all the charity golf. Yeah, he's in all the charity golf tournaments. So
great guy.
Yep, great
guy. Go out there and tell Beef O'Brady's have a great time. Again, we talked about newbies. We talked about Stevens and Eric Dish. What a great job they do. Dr. Ward was on with us this morning. Max Fit Sports Nutrition.
Oh yeah,
new location
right there almost by Grandy Cantor.
Right beside there.
Oh, I'm sorry, free advertisement. Sorry.
Thank you, Glenn. We're charging for that.
Okay.
Hey, if you love Mexican food, where are you going?
El Rodeo Tequila.
You watch Glenn tomorrow night dance and sing. Where are you going? El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill.
Oh, you can do that anywhere.
Meet me at the jail. That's all I can tell you.
Brian, you know they got lunch specials Monday through Friday.
I most certainly do.
And it's good.
Here's the thing: you buy one, get one free. He always gets the one free. You buy it, and so he can.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's the way life is, Glenn. We're right back. ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
That ball is going to be out of here.
America's team plays here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Ronald Acuna just clobbered one to left.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Bilberg Kia, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, Stormore Portable Buildings, and Brock Pest Control.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
What's that grin about?
I just took a load off my staff by hiring Fresh Start Cleaning Services.
How'd you manage that?
Fresh Start Cleaning Services allows our team to leave at the end of their shift and not have to stay and clean after a double. They're happy, and you should see the difference having a professional cleaner makes. Plus, now I know exactly how much the cleaning cost will be for the year.
Wow, that would make anyone smile.
You can call Fresh Start Cleaning Services at 850-771-6057.
It moves fast. The High School Spotlight. Weekdays at 5:40.
Let's do it.
Sponsored by Barbaritos. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Gators.
If you're not a Gator,
you're Gator hater.
That's right.
What's the cheer they wouldn't let do anymore?
They're the one you mess up every week. Glenn sets you up for it. You Gator, if you're not a Gator, you Gator bait.
Oh, Gator, that's right.
And you do the chomp.
I love it. I love it.
Here's the thing.
I say we get rid of the president.
The players did it. It wasn't like somebody else. Yeah. I mean, so, come on.
Well, hey, he's being nice because we know we got Mark. He didn't like Florida. he is a Gator hater. Mark, you know better than to listen to Glenn. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, doing well, guys. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Are you doing well?
Doing great. Doing good.
All right. We got to ask you this question. We asked Dr. Ward. I want your input on this. Seems like the ACC is going to be in trouble in the future. Could 7 teams be leaving? Could it fall apart? My question to you is, do we want or do we need FSU in the SEC?
No. From a Florida perspective, they don't want FSU in the SEC. They don't want Miami in the SEC. Georgia doesn't want Georgia Tech in the SEC, although, you know, it's a much further fall from Georgia to Georgia Tech than it is when you're talking Florida, Florida State, and Miami.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. But yeah, look, I mean, you look at these TV deals, there's no way they can keep up. Yeah, the Big Ten's got the trifecta. They got the deal with NBC, Fox, and CBS, 7 years, $7 billion. And then you've got the SEC's deal with ESPN alone is $300 million annually. I mean, you got to be kidding me. You know, remember, guys, right now CBS is paying the SEC $55 million a year.
Yeah.
So
Mark, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I thought they blew it. I liked what the Big Ten did, and I think the SEC could have done the same thing. We could have stayed with CBS and then got more money for. I just think they screwed it up. Streaming services, Amazon, something like that. I don't know. I guess, but who's the question? The commissioner of SEC does a pretty good job, but I thought we could make more money in the Big Ten. They were good about getting the LA market and all that kind of stuff. But I want to go back and ask your opinion. We won't spend a whole lot of time on it because we just got through doing it, but I do want your opinion. Where do you see North Carolina going? Big Ten, SEC? Which one?
I mean, ideally the fit, when you look at teams like North Carolina, Virginia, Duke, maybe even, you think Big Ten. Yeah. You immediately think Big Ten. But remember, there the two things in play, and one of the big things that people don't talk enough about is what do the presidents want? Well, they want schools that are in the American Association of Colleges and Universities. And that is North Carolina, that is Virginia, that is Duke out of the ACC. So what does the SEC need? Yeah. Yeah, how could I forget this?
Yeah, the Harvard of the South. Don't you forget that.
Especially when you got one of the top GPAs sitting in the studio.
There you go. I got that piece of paper that said it. All right, what do we do? What do we do with Virginia Tech? Where do they wind up?
Virginia Tech has always, in my opinion, been an SEC type school. They always have. They've always played like an SEC school, much like Clemson. Clemson and Virginia Tech are two schools that are more SEC type schools. I think FSU fits that mold too. Nobody wants Miami, and the Big Ten wants Miami, but in the SEC, really nobody wants Miami. We know what that deal is.
Yeah.
You'll have the NCAA down there. Investigating those guys. We don't want any part of that. We've had enough of our own problems.
Well, you had two felonies. You have to have two felonies to get an entrance. So,
well, the bottom line is the Big Ten. Do we want the Big Ten to? They're getting players out of South Florida anyway, and I think that would help them even more if Miami's in there. And I think it helps Miami. Well, they'll get a lot of money.
The Big 12 is trying to run through and get some people too. So,
yeah.
You know,
we were told that Big 12 let West Virginia have Virginia Tech. They'd have a teammate right there.
Yeah, and look, Miami would be an ideal fit for the Big Ten, and on both parts. I mean, the Big Ten wants to be in the state of Florida. We know that. That's been told. The rumors have been out for that for this last year. But Miami, man, I mean, you're right. The money. Those guys need money. Have you seen their facilities? Yeah, they need money.
Yeah.
But I think for also, again, besides the American Association of Colleges and Universities deal with the presidents, you also have to look at the TV contracts. What do southern states do the SEC not have? North Carolina and Virginia.
Yeah.
And you really would like to add a member of both of those states so you can lock it down. And remember, you get You get a lot of good TV markets in North Carolina. In Virginia, not so much so, but you do, because you get Washington, D.C., and that's one of the top 10 markets in the country.
Yeah. All right.
Was it true the Biden family's going to buy one of the schools up there?
Then you're going to get me in trouble.
I heard a rumor, so you got to ask.
They're just getting money from schools up there.
Oh,
That's what it is. They're getting money. All right, it's called China. Let me ask you this. If Georgia, I hear what you're saying. I heard Dr. Ward say the exact same thing. Georgia's sitting there in a great state of Georgia by themselves, getting all those great players. But I want to get back to Florida State, then I'll get back to Georgia. FSU, I'm telling you now, they won't admit it. I know Auburn doesn't want them in. I know Alabama doesn't want them in. I know Florida doesn't want them in. I don't think Georgia wants. Georgia doesn't want them in. We all recruiting the same players. Could you imagine what will happen in Tallahassee if they're scheduled one year, that their home games are Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, and Florida? I mean, those games there, look what they could charge for tickets. They have to expand the stadium, and they get another $30, $35 million a year. They're going to get better and better and better at everything, and we're all going against each other there. Now, if they don't add Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech used to be a member of the SEC, so I would think if I'm Alabama, Auburn, Florida, these other schools, LSU, I'd like, hey, wait a minute. Let's put another school in the great state of Georgia instead of just Georgia, because they might luck up every once in a while and take one of Kirby's players. He's still going to get the best players, but at least they can say, hey, you can play in the SEC right here at Georgia Tech. Am I right on any of this stuff? Help me out.
Yeah. Look, I mean, Georgia just went to Arizona and got the top quarterback in the country. Boy, Conrad Mood's got to be sipping the tip
He sent me. He did. He sent me a text of that.
Yeah. And then look, I think with Florida State fans for years, they've had a lot of fun with the SEC. You guys know you've wanted to be members of the SEC. That is one of the few things Bobby Bowden got wrong. They should have made a pitch years ago to join the Southeastern Conference. And Bobby, as charismatic as he is, he could have really gone a long way to really help Florida State get that done back in the early 90s. And I think that's what they should have done.
Mark, I'm going to disagree with you. Let me tell you why. His goal was to win football games. Mm-hmm. If he stayed in the ACC, he knew he was going to dominate it. He even said it. If you go in the SEC, that's a lot tougher. So his goal was to win football games. And I understand where you're coming from. What's best for the school was been being in the SEC, making that big-time money.
Right. Yeah. And not only making that money, but look, the way that guy recruited and his staff, he did a good job for years of keeping that staff intact. Sure, they lost a guy here and a guy there, but you look at what Florida State could have been, in my opinion, had they joined the Southeastern Conference with Bowden leading that program in his prime. Good Lord. Yeah. They may have Alabama may not have as many championships as they have. Florida may not have as many championships as they have in the Southeastern Conference. So, I see. I look at it and I see the potential with a Bowden leading that program and his staff and the way they were recruiting, and it could have been big. But NC State, they got to be a factor too. Look, if North Carolina goes to the Big Ten, then NC State is your one big hook, and they're kind of a fit for the SEC, kind of. Yeah. Although the program needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work, but that's a long shot, in my opinion.
That's what I was going to ask you. You think the SEC would offer NC State?
No, I think that's a long shot. I'm saying if North Carolina were to bolt to the Big Ten, I think that would have to be under consideration because, again, you would like to have North Carolina within the conference, and you'd truly be the Southeastern Conference then. But again, it all comes back to what do the presidents want, and it's all about the TV contract money and who's an ideal fit. Obviously, Clemson, Florida State would be a great fit in the SEC. I think North Carolina would be fun in the Southeastern Conference myself with the other sports outside of football because they do a really good job in some of the other sports.
Mark, another thing, you talking about making mistakes. One of the biggest mistakes, not FSU made, but Alabama made, is when they didn't hire Bobby Bowden. They regret that, and they paid for it for years. Hey, listen, we got a break. We're coming back right in a second with Mark McLeod. Hey, Michael's Insurance Solutions. Look it up. Call him. Have him come to your home and let him help you out. If you're getting ready to turn 65, you definitely need to get up with him. There's all kind of plans to choose from, Medicare, advanced plans, you name it. This guy knows what he's talking about. They said, we went with him. My wife went with him. The guy's incredible. Also, single, family, and group health insurance also. Michael's Insurance Solution. He'll be here tomorrow morning. You listen to him in the studio, but look him up, call him. He'll come to your place and take care of you. Turf Pro Pest Control, they do an incredible job. Pat and his group do a great job. We use them. Make sure you do too. And don't forget, skin cancer. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer if it's deadly. Yeah, you got 5 minutes can save your life. Go see Dr. Ward. Also, again, today is world famous J. Michael Spaghetti. If they only have it on Wednesday, it will be packed out at lunch. It will be packed out at dinner. It's that good. And if you're over in Lynn Haven, Pat has a special today at Beef O'Brady's. You get 10 of those big old wings and a drink for $9.99 from 11:30 to 3. We'll be right back with Mark McLeod.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
How's it going for us getting your coaching staff in there? Have you been able to bring some people in?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. Mr. Smith's been able to give me some spots where I can hire some coaches. You know, the hurricane and the COVID, yeah, we kind of got depleted, not only in players, but in coaches.
Weekday morning, 7 to 9, ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest, very light showers, and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 82. Light rain and a chance of thunderstorms tonight, about the same at 71. Tomorrow, possibility of thunderstorms throughout the day with some sun in the evening and a high of 82. The same at 82 Friday, and we'll have some sun. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you ready for Panama City's best pizza? Then check out the new Guru's Pizza 786. They don't do just pizza. They also serve wings, pasta, calzones, salads, sandwiches, and more. Guru's Pizza 786 has 50-plus Indian and Italian pizza varieties. They're open Monday through Thursday until midnight, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until 3 a.m. Takeout and delivery are available. Guru's Pizza 786, 7806 Front Beach Road. Call 850-588-5055. Better quality and better taste.
Ben and Deb Collins, owners of Bay Guns and Gear, have been in business since 2010, offering new firearms and accessories with a huge selection available for your hunting needs and personal defense. Turn to Bay Guns and Gear. They have the weapon for you. Discount pricing. And if you can't find what you're looking for, they'll special order it for you. Bay Guns and Gear, across from Grease Pro at 3115 Highway 77. Visit their website, baygunsandgear.com.
Give them a call. Phone lines are open. 850-215-6290. The Coach James Hale Show is taking your calls live and local. From the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's Wednesday. You all turn in at 8:30. You want to hear the great one. Mark McLeod does an incredible job. Everything you need to know about the Florida Gators. Mark, I want to get into baseball in just a second, but I do want to ask you this. This was done by College Football News. They also had another one that had predictions. We already know who's going to be in the playoffs. We already know what bowl games everybody's going to. And, yes, the Florida Gators did get a bowl invitation to the Quest Bowl, and they're going to play Minnesota. Is that going to happen, yes or no? Does Florida Gators make a bowl game?
Man, that's a loaded question. I think they could, but a lot of things have to happen. The defense has to improve. They've got to get good, consistent quarterback play. And look, if they want to reach some loftier heights of 8 wins, they really need to get some great quarterback play.
All right, before we get into baseball, I got to get this in. This is for Conrad. Florida will have to play at least. I think it's going to go home and home. I do. I don't care what anybody says. I know Kirby is going to bring that game to Athens. It's going to happen. But they're going to redo the stadium and everything like that, so we know for sure they're going to have 2 years. Well, one game will be played in Gainesville. One game's going to be played in Athens. The last time this has happened, when Florida and Georgia had to have a home-and-home series, was 1994 and 1995. Florida won the first game in the Swamp. All you Georgia Bulldog fans, the score was 52-14. The second year, they had to go to Athens. The score was Florida Gators 52, Georgia 17. Take that.
Wow.
Of course, Steve Spurrier was the coach then.
Well, hey, did you see the thing on Anthony Richardson about when they had the dinner for the draft guys? That everybody left and he was cleaning up the tables and stuff.
Did he really?
Yeah. And the guy said, "You don't have to do that." He said, "No, it needs to be clean like we got here." So he was doing.
I like that.
Yeah. So I showed the personality.
Good job. That's like how Glenn is when we go out to eat. All right, Brian wants to ask you some stuff about the baseball program at the Florida Gators.
All right, Mark. What a weekend. Certainly a far cry from what it was a weekend before, but Vandy's struggling, but still great ball club. Come out of the gate, Sproat throws 6 perfect innings basically, and didn't have to go very deep into the pen. Saturday, talk a little bit about this. Waldrop starts the game, and then in the bottom of the first, I think they had like an hour and a half rain delay, and then they went straight to the pen. Is that just because of the delay, or are there any injury issues with Waldrop?
That's the delay. Okay. Yeah, anytime you have a significant delay, my conversations with Sully, he said, look, if you have a short delay, if you have a 30-minute delay, 40-minute delay, you might be able to get that guy back. But he said that still can be dangerous, for the kid. So that's just the way they ought to do it. And the bullpen came through. So actually, pitching for the weekend was phenomenal. I mean,
really was. Yeah.
Overall pitching for Florida this weekend, guys: 3-0, 0.72 ERA. And in those 25 innings pitched, which, remember, they run rolled them once, 15 hits, they only allowed 2 earned runs to Vanderbilt. 2 earned runs to Vanderbilt. 2. They only walked 7. That's been a key for Florida. So they kept the walks at a minimum, and they struck out 27. That is a phenomenal pitching weekend. But against Vanderbilt, a top 5 team, top 10 team now, that's big. And look, if the bullpen can continue to develop for Florida, if the starters can gain some consistency to where every trip out you kind of know what you're getting out of them, they're almost there. Almost there. But with the Florida bats, good Lord, Florida, you may be winning some money with what's going on.
Yeah, there's no doubt. So we're going to close out the season here with a trip up to Lexington. Got Kentucky, kind of a mid-pack team in the SEC. You would certainly favor the Gators here, but my question to you, Mark, is obviously when you sweep a top 5 opponent, that's huge. Has Florida done enough already to secure one of those top 8 seeds, or do you think they need to take the series, maybe win a game or 2 in the SEC tournament? What do you think on that?
I think they're right there. Again, when you dominate Vanderbilt the way you did, that sent a message. You go back and you look at the national media baseball writers, they were all talking about Florida because of that win over a top 5 team, a then top 5 team. I think what the big thing for Florida now is, look, you can't go out and fall flat and lose to Kentucky. Kentucky has the number 1 RPI in the country. They're 24-4 at home. You better remember that when you're walking onto that field. They're 5-7 in their last 4 series, so they haven't done very well there. But they lost to Tennessee. They were swept by Vanderbilt a few weeks ago. But they also swept South Carolina in 3 games a couple weeks ago. So again, it's a Kentucky team that's pretty good. They're going to make the tournament. They're pretty good. So again, just a lot of unknowns. But I think Florida has to win the Kentucky series, and you got to go win a game or 2 in the SEC tournament, and you are a lock for a top one to be probably one of the top 5 seeds in the country.
Yeah, it would take a lot of chaos for Florida to drop out of one of those top 4 seeds, if it's even possible. I think they're fairly well locked in, so they're going to get the one-day bye in Hoover. How does Florida approach the SEC tournament, do you think? Do they... Mississippi State famously, the year they won the national championship, almost looked like they wanted to lose and get out of the SEC tournament early. A lot of clubs go in, try and throw a bunch of different arms, get a lot of people playing time if they know they're locked in. But then there's also the mindset of wanting to keep the momentum going. What do you think is maybe Sully's approach to the conference tournament this year?
Yeah, his approach typically is momentum and to keep it going. That's because he knows you get that momentum going, and that this is a time of year when teams peak. Mm-hmm. Really great teams tend to peak. If you're a banged up team, then you may want to get out of there, lick your wounds, and get it together, and then go for the conference tournament. But this is a healthy Florida team overall. There are a couple exceptions,
right? But
overall, this is a healthy team. So I think he's going to want to go for it and get that momentum.
You think Langford was a little bit bothered that Kaggs took his home run record and blasted a few over the weekend?
I'll tell you what, they got some smashers on that team. These guys they mash the ball. They really do.
No doubt.
All right, Mark, we got you next Wednesday?
Absolutely, next Wednesday.
Okay, good. Hey, real quick question for you. Urban Meyer, I think he wants the Texas job. I saw it. He started talking about the best rosters in college football. He mentioned Texas. And I know how these coaches operate. If you want to get back into it, they got the money to pay him whatever they want to pay him. They want to win championships there. If Stark didn't have a good year, I'm telling you, watch out for this. I think it could happen. And I think he wants the job. Why would he say right now, the best roster in college football is at Texas? Mm-hmm. I don't believe their roster, and I don't think he believes their roster is better than Georgia's, Alabama's, or Ohio State's. Am I wrong on this? Do you think Urban wants to sneak his way back in there, or do you think he's done?
Oh, there's no question. There's no question. Coaches coach. That's what they do, and he wants back in. I think he feels like I've paid my penance. I need to get back in there. Look, the funny thing is, though, is that people in Jacksonville are still talking about the disaster that was Urban Meyer.
Well, if he wants to come back in, why don't he go to New Mexico State?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you really want to
go help some people. Go help, yeah. Hey, listen, we got to go. Hey, we'll talk to you next Wednesday. Thank you so much for coming on, Mark. Take care of yourself, buddy.
Okay, take care, guys. Bye-bye.
All right, Brian, thank you. Glenn, thank you so much. Thank all you guys out there so much for listening. We got a great show lined up for you tomorrow. Ryan Mulvey, 11 to 1. David in the Underdogs from 4 to 6. Then we got Feinbaum after that. You're listening to the Glenn Manley Network right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida is already your home for the most live and local sports talk. And now we're taking...
Oh, he got all of that one.
The Inside Drive.